And I congratulate you over the past week on your great victory on health care. It shows how strong and active this Area Labor Federation is. And over the years, I think I've been to most of these annual meetings, and I'm very proud that as one of my first official duty, not just a duty, but it's something I'm very happy to do, is to come here and speak to you as Commissioner of Labor. So I've been trying to go around the state, talking to staff, talking to the unemployed, talking to unions and employers, and I'm trying to figure out what's working at the Labor Department and what isn't. And I know we do many things well, but we can always do better. And I'm closely looking at divisions, and where needed, I'm going to try to make improvements. One of the things I do want to do is strengthen our labor management committees within the department, because I think it's very important that we hear from the frontline workers of the department as to what works for them and what they see. And we're very proud of the great staff that we have who are members of CSEA, PEF, and OMSI. And I know some of them are in the room. With the Labor Department staff, Stan, I think we've got a couple of people. Oh, thank you. These folks have worked tremendously hard. I know when I first came to the Labor Department 3 years ago, we had about a $3 billion budget at the Labor Department. Now our budget is about $11 billion. Most of that is the unemployment insurance benefits that we now pay. And our staff has done a tremendous amount with very few resources. So we really appreciate what they do. But in a larger sense, the job of the Labor Commissioner is not about me. It's about the 800,000 unemployed that are in New York. It's about your members who might be out of work right now. And it's about their family members who may not have a job and need one. And it's about the millions of workers throughout New York State who rely on the Labor Department to enforce prevailing wage, minimum wage, overtime, and meal breaks. And it's about the public employees who see an increasing number of angry members of the public, or people who are concerned and stressed out because of unemployment. And we need to protect them so that there's no workplace violence. And it's also about making sure that workers are not being misclassified as independent contractors on the job. And my office has been pursuing a construction contractor in this area that's done a number of projects in the capital region. And the building trades came to us with some tips and information that aided our investigation about this misclassification case. The company is an out-of-state contractor, and they list only their office staff and managers as the only employees. And yet they do work on major construction projects. And my press office will probably be issuing something soon, but in the meantime, I can give you sort of a broad picture of what's going on. We checked out several sites where the employer is working. The company claimed that all the workers were not their employees, but were the employees of the forepersons on the site, even though the contractor exercised control over all the workers. And all the employees were paid cash off the books and did not receive proper wages and overtime. And we found tens of thousands of dollars owed to workers. And unemployment insurance taxes weren't paid. So we're pursuing the back wages, taxes, and penalties available under the law. But misclassification is happening everywhere, and it's a plague against workers and law-abiding employers, and it needs to stop. As Commissioner, my agency is going to redouble our investigations and try to eradicate this problem wherever possible. And I know the governor and the legislature, along with unions, are working on possibly dealing with this legislatively through budget negotiations. So we're very excited about that. As you may know, this past Thursday we released our unemployment insurance numbers. The good news is the unemployment rate didn't go up in New York, and for 2 months in a row we had a little bit of an increase in the number of new jobs in the state. But still, it is very difficult to get a job. And there's another problem that's looming along the horizon. this week Congress adjourned without having an agreement on extending unemployment insurance beyond April 4th. And the governor and I have been advocating, along with our congressional delegation, for extending unemployment insurance through the end of the year. And I know your congressional members have been terrific. But I know people are, members of Congress are on recess, and to the extent that you can reach out to other people you know throughout the state so they can reach out to their members of Congress, or if they can reach out to members of Congress in other states, we really need to extend unemployment insurance through the end of the year. We were looking at the figures yesterday, and we know in the first week about 11,000 New Yorkers are going to run out of benefits if they aren't extended beyond April 4th. And then every week after that, about 29,000 New Yorkers run out of benefits. So it's very important that we try to get this extension. If you know someone who's unemployed, please tell them to continue to certify online or by calling in. And we know on the state level, the Unemployment Insurance Trust Fund is paying out more than it's taking in. The trust fund is the money that employers contribute in order to pay benefits. That trust fund has been in the red since January of last year. And we expect to owe $3.5 billion by the end of the year. But more importantly, the maximum weekly benefit hasn't been increased from $405, and that was set 10 years ago, and at that time, $405 was 50% of the average weekly wage. It's now 30% of the average weekly wage. And I'm sure you know full well that $405 a week is not something that a family can live on and pay the bills. So this needs to be changed. And you have my word as commissioner. I'll work with the governor and all of you to try to address these issues. So I know many of you in the room are kind of wondering what's going to happen with the economy. And I don't have a crystal ball. And as I stated before, it does appear like the loss of jobs and unemployment rate are finally starting to level off. But companies are still slow hiring, and they're hiring, but they are hiring at a faster rate each month. And I hope, I have hope because our state has the best trained, the best skilled, and the hardest working people. And that's evident by looking around this room. The Labor Department, under my leadership, will stand with you and help you any way we can, because we know that you stand ready to work. So as commissioner, my door will always be open to you, and I welcome your feedback. But thank you very much for inviting me here today, and I look forward to working with you in the months ahead.